Welcome to another edition of Living a Rich Life, Home Edition. I am your host, Rich James. In today's Living a Rich Life Moments, a new poll finds that majority of Americans now know somebody who's had COVID-19. It's crazy. In other news, protests break out in Italy amid deepening COVID-19 measures. NYPD is sued for the brutal response to George Floyd protesters. So folks are still out there protesting. I think that's good, but at the end of the day, we need to see some change when it comes to the legal efforts of how police are handling Black America. Also, we're getting closer to that time to vote. So folks out there, please be sure to vote. So as you know, here at Living a Rich Life Talk Show, our show is based on inspiring, informing, and reminding each other the importance of living a rich life. We do that here by 6 principles. That's good health, strong relationships, financial freedom, goals and achievement, extraordinary experiences, and philanthropy. Today, we have an amazing show. We're going to touch on a few of those principles. And to help us do that today, we have a gentleman that's, if you want to enjoy the nightlife, and just really hear some good music. He has a good sound. My team kind of did some research on him. Let's get right into it. Today, our special guest, he is an artist who has his latest single, Millions, just think about that, is streaming on all platforms October 30th, but we'll let him talk about that more. Please welcome the one and only Goat Gretzky.
What's up, man? How y'all doing, man? Go Gretzky checking in right here. We're Living a Rich Life Radio, man. Y'all already know what it is, man.
Okay. Thanks for joining the show first and foremost. So what we want, we're gonna get right into it. So tell us where you're from, and I want to know where the name came from. So tell us where you're from and how you came up with the name Goat Gretzky.
Well, where I'm from, that's for me. That's that's a double. It's double for me with that answer right there. My heart is in New York, but home is DC too. So
okay. So you were born in New York, but you rock with DC, kind of like all of us. We start one place and then move on to the next, kind of.
Yeah. But like I said, my heart's still in New York. I still got friends and everything. I still got a fan base back there too. So
Okay, no doubt. I am a native New Yorker myself. So let's talk about, we're going to talk about a few things here, but so you currently have a single out now, and it seems to be making some waves with the artists. Can you tell us how you knew that this path you wanted to take in music?
Just the natural feeling I got from being around my friends, like rapping, making music and everything. I always had something special. Like I always had the it factor. I feel like might as well always be something different, or it would catch people's ear. People would be like, "Oh, who is this?" Or when they hear me, they like, "Oh, I want to hear him rap some more," like that. So just stuck with it.
Okay. And how long have you been doing music now?
I've been writing music since 2015. I really started dropping music in 2018.
Okay. Were you writing for other artists, or just?
Now I think so. More so perfected my craft. I was, as you don't want to write something and then you put it out there to people and they like, nah, this really ain't it. So I think me having a natural ear for music, I was more so taking time to perfect my craft.
Okay, and tell me, so we skipped over it, but Goat Gretzky, how did you come up with that name?
All right, well, Goat, when I taught myself how to play basketball at a real young age. So I learned how to play basketball with a tennis ball. So I was real good at handling the basketball. So my grandfather, he started calling me the GOAT. He's like, when you play basketball, you're gonna be the GOAT. So my older brother started calling me that. So it took to the streets. So in the streets, everybody knew me as Little GOAT. So everybody would call me GOAT. And then one time, me and my friends, we was freestyling, and I'm a big fan of all sports. So I'm Wayne Gretzky. I know they call him the GOAT in hockey. So I was rapping one time and I was like saying, "I'm cold. You could call me Goat Gretzky." And my man was like, "You know what? That's catchy. I think you should stick with that's a name right there for you." And then it just stuck ever since then. It came about naturally.
Okay. Well, I when you
That
mentioned
was
when you now go ahead, go ahead.
that was a part of me before the music.
Ah, okay, okay. So that was part before music, and it just kind of stuck with you. Yeah, that happens when you get those nicknames, and then it kind of materializes into something else. Okay, it's definitely catchy. It's definitely catchy. So you mentioned, you can do a little freestyle. So living a rich life, we all about opportunity, and we're gonna ask you to hit us with a little something at some point in time during this interview. So I'm just giving.
That's cool. That's cool.
That's what I like to hear. Always prepared. Who was your greatest influence that helped or inspired you to get started in the industry?
My greatest industry influence, I would probably have to say Tupac. Really.
Tupac.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Tupac was very nice. Another one that was gone too soon.
Yeah, he was just he had a broad approach to music. He never put himself in a box.
Right.
And I aspire to be that type of artist. So
okay. So let's talk about some of the well, before we get into that, because I do want to get into Millions. Tell us about Millions. That's because we're almost coming to that day it's supposed to drop, right?
Well, yeah. Millions is out. A Million Reasons, the tape is, well, that's just it coming from just everything I feel like that I've been through, just accumulating to reasons why I have to be successful in life. Like it's bigger, like I said, it's bigger than the music for me. A Million Reasons is basically a million reasons to keep going. My song might brighten somebody else's day. My song might end up making me rich. It could, like I said, in the downtimes, music is my anti-drug. So I'm like I said, music, a million reasons for me to keep going. I don't have a reason to stop, man. I'm too scared of failure. So.
Okay, so it's about really just pushing yourself, things that you've gone through, and this album kind of talks about that in the songs.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has their bad times and their good times, but it's you always got to know you got to keep going. Like
absolutely.
I mean, and really, also just I lost my grandma in November of last year, so and I had one of my songs I did. She was like so proud of me, like she was all she would talk about, like, and it's like when I talked to my pops about it, he'd be like, "Hey, what you doing your music thing? This your grandma want to see you do." So that's another reason for me to keep going. That's why I'm like, I got a million reasons to do it, man.
Right.
So I can look for any reason. That's what, like I said, it's bigger than music. You could tell anybody out here that they got a reason to keep going. You got to look for reasons to keep going, keep pushing forward. So
right, especially in these times right now. How are you making out in this world now, right now with COVID-19?
Well, I'm making out as best as I can. I'm kind of with the venues and being able to perform and things. I'm kind of upset that I can't really be out there and market myself the way I like to do it, because I'm an in-person. I feel like you got to feel my energy. You need to be around me. Like that's the kind of person I am, and I feel like not being able to do that, go out and actually touch my fans is, I feel like it's affecting a lot.
Right now, I did have an opportunity to see you at Sing at Baltimore. So that was a pretty good show, and I will admit I was pleasantly surprised, and that was a good show. I thought that was a good show, and getting folks out, that's very hard, especially during this time. So that was definitely a good show. Favorite songs? What's some of your favorite songs on that you put together that you like?
Favorite songs
that you have written.
That I have written.
Right. Sometimes folks got favorites.
Yeah, I have a song called "Do You Want Love." I think it's going to be a real special song when the people get to hear that. It's a song just about my emotions built up over the years dealing with different women. Just I compiled it into a song, you know, and I feel like a lot of people can relate to it. I feel like on the women's side of things and men's side of things, it's a real relatable song. And I feel like it's timeless. Those any songs that I make, like timeless music, I feel like always going to be my favorite.
Okay.
So I'll say that Millions is one of my favorite also, just because of the topic of the song, and you know, that's something I can wake up to every day and still stay on that grind too.
Absolutely. Now I might jog a memory here of something. So talk to us about the depth of your song, "Time to Heal." Where were you in life when you wrote your lyrics for this?
Time to Heal was, I had stopped doing music for a while. I was financially struggling, and I was just tired of not having what I feel like, or being in the position I feel like I should be in. So it was more so of, like I tell people all the time, sometimes people are a product of circumstance versus, you know, the decisions that they make. And that's why in the song I mentioned, all this time that I've been spending ain't mine for real, because a lot of times we out here like for a job, we working a job, people work jobs 40 hours a week, and you making that money just to go pay your bills. You're not really going to get no enjoyment out of what you're doing to make that money. So, I mean, is that really your time you spending while you go to work? Or like, it's a lot of, and then how I'm supposed to feel when I can't sign no deal. A lot of people in the industry don't deal with you if you don't have money. So it's like you take money to make money, and it's like sometimes people's circumstances, they can't get in the rooms they need to be in to meet those type of people. So the song just really touched on a lot of feelings that I had built up from doing the music and just growing up.
Okay, I can attest to that. Sometimes things don't work the way you plan, but then you got to shift and kind of change the direction of things, right? You know, I think when it comes to music, the good part about it now is you have a lot more avenues and channels versus, you know, because I'm a little older than you, where it was really difficult to go to those major labels. But a lot of folks now, they're starting again doing stuff like you're doing, different platforms, you know, Apple, Spotify, all those things weren't around, right? So it's not easier, but it's more opportunities. Would you agree to that?
Yes, definitely, I would agree to that.
Okay. For those who have not heard your music before, okay, which song would you tell them to listen to first? Now, my team, we heard quite a few things, go. So
yeah, all right. So I mean, well, I know one song that I would probably refer to, my first song that really got me momentum in the music. It was a song called "Little More."
A Little More. Okay.
Yeah. I dropped it July 2018, and still to this day, it's one of my most streamed songs. So I feel like that song is again timeless. I put in a lot of effort to that song. It was like I said, I was writing for a couple years, so
right.
I feel like that song. And it's, as far as time, I know some people like longer songs. I know now I make shorter songs just to go with the times that we in. That song is about 4 minutes long, so it's the old standard music. So I think it's a pretty strong song.
All right, good deal. So again, folks, we're talking to Goat Gretzky here on Living a Rich Life talk show, right here at BeExposedRadio.com. So if you have any questions that you want to ask Goat, please, you can dial in. We are also, you can go to Facebook Live, Living a Rich Life talk show, and type in the chat box. So again, we're going to keep it going though. You okay with that, Goat?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
All right. Now, I want to talk about folks outside of music, you know, that you would like to work with. Is there anyone outside, you know, with other areas, you know, like who would you like to work with in the music industry?
Well, as far as You said
producing, writing for.
producing. Well, producer wise, I definitely want to work. I know Murder Beats is one of the producer I definitely want to work with. Wheezy, I say Wheezy. He hot. He hot right now, so definitely I want to work with Wheezy. I like Metro Boomin too. I've heard him do all kinds of music. So those are producers. I look at Chop Squad DJ. Shout out to him too. I reached out to him already too. That's one of I like him because he really plays the instruments and his beats and things like that. So it's a couple producers that I already got in mind that I want to work with though.
Okay. What are your unique skills that you feel have made you successful in life at this point in time?
I'll say my adaptability. I can adjust in any situation. And
So you're a New Yorker, so you do know I expect that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I would say really my humility. I can kind of put myself in anybody's shoes and see situations from where they see it from.
Okay, I think being adaptable is very important. That's very important. All right, we're gonna lighten the load a little. So tell us a funny story that most don't know about you. Because I know there's got to be something that's funny. Because I had a couple of friends in the industry, and I could got stories for days, and I was just there. But as an artist, a musician, tell us a funny story that you might have seen, whether it was in the studio, or on tour, at a show. I know you got to have one.
Well, all right. So one time I was in the studio, and I was in there. It was just me and the engineer at the time. My friends was on the way to the studio. So I was in there and I was just messing around on the mic. Like, they tell me do the sound check little thing. So I was, me and the engineer, we had a conversation and we was talking about like girls. We like, yeah, when it sound like mac and cheese, like that's what we like. So.
Mac and cheese, okay.
So so when I was in on the mic and my manager so happened to be coming up the steps, they missed the conversation. So all they heard was me and they on the mic making the funny sounds, funny noises when they come up.
So they was like, what the hell?
So, and the engineer, he had recorded, he had started recording the sound because they was listening to it. So we was writing the song, and when I was recording the song, he just kept putting the sound as the intro in the song. And I mean, it was the reason the reason it was funny because it's ain't no man supposed to be in there sounding like that.
Okay.
That's why I'm like, nah, man, that wasn't supposed to be recorded or none of that.
Oh goodness, that's
yeah,
funny.
man. But yeah, I mean, I'm I'm a high energy guy, man. I like to joke. When I'm serious, but it should be only about business, man. But anything other than that, I like to joke.
Okay, that's a good thing. You gotta have balance. All right, so you mentioned being in the studio, so let's follow up on that. Right? Is there a time when you found yourself unmotivated to go to the studio? And I say that because sometimes I'm unmotivated. Right? The whole virtual thing is nice. I do miss going into the studio and seeing Monty and seeing the rest of the team. But do you find yourself how did you ever find yourself unmotivated to go into the studio?
Unmotivated? Yeah, I think I do.
And what did you do to shake that feeling?
I just acknowledge what I'm doing, what I have the ability to do, like, and the opportunity to do. I just remember, like, you're not gonna always be able to go to the studio because there's been times where I haven't. So it's just, I think I don't want to take the opportunity for granted. I also think about the music that I create. I feel like I said, I feel like I make great music. So it's like, if I don't go in there and treat it like that, it's not going to come out sounding like that. So I just think about the consequences if I go on here and I'm not motivated. and it changes my mind frame.
That's sometimes it's hard, right? Sometimes it's hard, but you gotta keep going and keep pushing. What do you do during days when you just, how do you balance everything? So how do you balance being, a musician, an artist, a rapper, as well as, your personal life, family, friends, things of that nature? Is it hard to balance?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to balance. It's definitely hard to find a balance, but really, I try to not put so much pressure on the music side of it, because I feel like that with that it takes the enjoyment out of it, and I feel like if you're stressing in one area of your life, it can easily lead into the other areas of your life. So I try not to put too much pressure on it, but my family is involved. They do support, so it's like they also see me as the rapper also, but I still have to have the same responsibilities as a family member as any other family member. So I think the balance is, as far as time is more so the hardest thing, but as far as family and music, I've included family in it. So
okay, that's a good thing. That was something I was doing at one point in time, trying to incorporate my brother, who's a DJ, into the show. So I don't think it's a endless deal, but we might work. Sometimes,
I just look for family for support. That's what I tell them. I'm like, look, I just need mental support because it get hard sometimes. So whenever I'm falling, I just need y'all there to catch me. That's it.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard working with family, and but he's a pretty good DJ. So and every good show needs music. But I got Monty. That's the sound effects that he can do all that good stuff. It's always nice to have a live DJ, right? Right. You can't go wrong. Yeah, it's always nice. So let's talk about, because the industry, the music industry, is definitely hard to get into. Music, entertainment, this line of business is challenging. There are more avenues that you can do, which is great. And again, Be Exposed Radio has been a great place for me. What's a common myth about being an artist in entertainment? And can you debunk it for us here on Living a Rich Life? A common myth about being an artist in entertainment.
A common myth I would say is that every day is a party. Definitely.
Okay, sounds about right.
Say that because you see on social media, like, I mean, it's even a point in time where even on my page, you look, and I was in Miami, I was in Puerto Rico, I was all these places, and I mean, really, that's not what it is. I mean, even if I'm in those places, a lot of times I'm working. I'm not there on vacation, or maybe I'm not even there of my own finances. I might have got paid to be here. Like a lot of things, I would just definitely let people know, like, just because you're not like how you see these rappers on Instagram wearing chains, being all these places, driving all these cars. A lot of times, they don't own it. They might pay for them to be there. I don't want people to lose confidence in what you're doing. Know that even when you big, you're not good day. Every day is not going to be like that. So I think that's a myth that we need to get out of here. Because me, I'm a lit person, and I tell you, it's weeks out of sat in the house and did completely nothing. So definitely.
Right. Every day is not a party. That's a fact. Like I said, I know some folks in that industry, and it might seem like it, but it's not. Every day,
it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
it's a lot of work.
Yes, indeedy. So, what's your favorite item that you must have besides a cell phone?
That I must have besides a cell phone?
Yeah. Because we rely on cell phones these days,
I would gotta say my wallet.
Okay. All right.
Gotta say my wallet. Yeah, definitely. I feel like, because even without my cell phone, if I got some type of money, I'm good. I can make something happen.
Right. Okay. I can dig it. Good answer. What's the one thing you wish you have known before you started performing? So not even so much getting in the industry, but your very first performance. What's the one thing that you wish you would have known? Or did it just go off without a hitch?
I would say I wish I would have known that the crowd feeds off of me.
Mm. Okay.
Like, because my first show, I think I went into it expecting the crowd to get hyped up while I'm rapping.
Right. Well,
More so the crowd. Then I get hyped up from the crowd, but it's more so the crowd gives you what you give them.
Right. Yeah.
That's something that I wish I'd have known. I mean, I know it now, but and going into my first show, like you said, I would definitely wish I'd have known that it was going to be that way.
Absolutely. So here we're talking again with Goat Gretzky. We talking about his first performance and what he wish he knew. And again, I think, again, being in the entertainment field, I do some guest speaking, which is a little different than performing, and I host events, right? So feeling that energy for the crowd is definitely something, So that's I get it. You got to make sure you get that interaction with them.
Yeah, for sure. When they when they see you jump around, they start jumping around. It's a funny thing, but like I also learned that nobody's gonna be confident in you if you're not confident in yourself. So
absolutely. That is a fact. They feed off their energy because at the end of the day, I like to think as we grow, because again, I've definitely grown. The show has grown. You've grown in your career, but still, there's more to come, right? There's still more to come for Goat Gretzky.
For sure, but I'm getting ready to turn up the heat, man. I'm teasing them with this tape right here that they're getting on Friday. This is a teaser right here. This is Trust and Believe.
Okay, so what's your biggest dream you've yet to accomplish?
My biggest dream I've yet to accomplish, I would say my own single family home.
Okay. Just looking to purchase a home. When you're ready to do that, let me know. I got some realtors that could help you out. That could help you out.
For sure.
I'm not just a radio host. I'm a networking guru.
Mm-hmm. So, and I'm trying to buy it too. Like you said, I said I need to own that. I ain't renting. I ain't renting nothing. I need to own that.
Okay, I can dig it. What does your legacy look like, and what would you want the world to know most about you?
Well, my legacy, I feel like my legacy is in my name. I feel like greatest of all time. I feel like I'm the best at anything I do or put my mind to and work at. And I want people to know that I was just really a person, a jack of all trades. Like there was nothing that I couldn't do. Like I feel like literally everything I've tried to do, I've done it at a high level.
Okay. So, do you have any other hidden talents that we should know about?
Well, I mean, if anybody want to get out on that basketball court, I'm always up for that too, and I can go on the football field too, and even in baseball. But I would say a hidden thing. I would say my dad is Dominican, and a lot of people don't know that.
Okay, good deal. So, what's your thoughts on the music industry right now? Excuse me. What's your thoughts on the music industry in terms of some of the artists? Not just rap or hip hop, but also some pop and rock. What's your take on the music industry right now? What's your thoughts?
I believe hip hop is bigger than it's ever been. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I think it could use a lot more content than what's been brought into it right now. As far as the content state, it's at a very low point, I believe so. But as far as the energy surrounding it, like I said, it's the biggest genre in music right now. But I think we need some more R&B singers. I do believe we need some more R&B singers.
Good old one, yeah. I definitely the R&B.
Pop, I would say pop. I mean, pop is in pop. We got some pretty good. I think we got some pretty good pop artists right now. I think so.
You know, what I like to say is when it comes to rap, I want to understand what the hell you saying. And there's so many things, and again, like I said, we're a little different in age, but
Yeah,
you got to make sure, like I said, they say study your craft. So I think you should study those before you, and then you create your own vision, your own lyrics, your own stage presence, all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, sometimes folks just be throwing stuff together, and they got a nice beat.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, a lot of production production is what's saving music right now. I
yeah,
definitely would have to say that because, like I said again before, the content you got people out here. Like I don't take away from nobody's talent, but I'm gonna speak on the Like I said, the content. I definitely believe that we are way better. We have a lot more to talk about than what the focus is in music right now, which is guns and drugs. And
guns, drugs, sex. Yeah.
yeah. And I feel like we have that, and I mean, like I said, don't get me wrong. I'm a part of it. I talk about it too, but I also I talk about many other things too. So
right.
I just feel like if it's, because it's a part of, like I said, sometimes you're part of your environment, circumstances. People grow up, all they see is guns around them, so it's hard for them to unsee it. So of course, if they write music about their life, it's going to be included. But I know that with the talent and the mindset that all of us have to be creative, we can be a lot better than what we
absolutely doing. Absolutely. Well said, Goat. You recently said on Twitter, "Give me an inch and I'm gonna make that shit a mile." Can you talk to us about what that means to you?
I mean, if I get my foot in the door, no telling what's gonna open up behind that. Basically, it's like I always take advantage of opportunities. Like I said, anything I've done, I've excelled at it. So, and that's that tweet though specifically about the rap game. Because if I catch the wave, it's gonna be hard to stop it. It's gonna be hard to stop it. That's all. That's what that means right there.
Okay. So it's about that time where we ready to hear a little something from Goat Gretzky. Give us a couple of bars. That's what they say, right?
All right, that's cool. All right, so let me see. I don't care about these bitches. Only care about this money. Once I get up in her tummy, she gonna tell me that she love me. And I've never been a dummy. Make her pay me just to touch me. And I'm taking what I'm one, and it's not up for discussion. My little homie got the drum, and I ain't talking no percussion. He was talking like he on. We was knowing that he wasn't. Got these chains around my neck, nigga. All of them flooded. Put the gang on my back. Got the whole team stunned.
Okay. A little flow with a nice little beat behind it. That's okay. Tell us so tell us your how folks can follow you and stay in touch with you.
Goat Gretzky on all platforms, on all social medias. Goat Gretzky, one word. I know people split it up, but the way I spell it out all the time is one word. It's two words, but the way I got it is all one word. But Goat Gretzky on all platforms for sure. And October 30th, make sure y'all look out for that. A Million Reasons.
And that's dropping
Friday.
Friday. Oh, 2 days.
Yeah.
2 days.
Yes, on all free platforms. Spinrilla, SoundCloud, YouTube, etc. And if you need a link to it, you can hit me up. I definitely personally send out links for people too.
Okay. Well, be sure to send the link to my email, and we'll get it out there for you.
For sure.
And then we can talk about some other stuff because again, we are Be Exposed Radio, and folks they listen. So
yeah, I'm coming. I want to come back on here too. This the interview thing. I would say it's probably my second, third interview.
Okay.
So I'm still getting used to this, but I definitely want to come back.
Okay, that's a big piece. The interviews is a big piece of it. It's a big piece of it. Any advice for our audience who want to get into music and all things that like you do? what else do you do? Right? Do you just write music? Do you play any instruments? Tell us a little something.
Well, I don't play any instruments. I do write. Like I came up big. My family was really big on R&B. So I naturally have add that flavor to it. I got me and one of my fellow artists named Call Me Zion. He just dropped the tape. I'm on two of the songs on there. Me and him we planning something big in the future for sure.
Okay. So you come from a family that some of your family members used to sing or rap?
I have family members that sing, and like I said, I came up actually. My family used to sing in church. That's where the R&B came from. But in the house, it transferred to the Temptations, the Five Heartbeats, and then that trickled down to the Cisco, the Genuine, and all of that.
Okay. Yeah, so like I said, you sound like you had that exposure to, and you got to study your craft. You got to study those before you, right?
Yes, for sure. And that's why I think my music is more for the ladies than it is for the guy, because the way I came up, that's what it was.
Yeah, Temptations. What you know about the Temptations? What you know about the Temptations, young Thundercat?
Beauty's only skin deep, man.
Oh, I know that's right. All right, so any advice you want to give our audience? Again, we are interviewing Goat Gretzky, musician, talented artist. He has an album, a single dropping on this Friday, October 30th. So it's going to be a banger. So be sure to check it out. He's going to send the link out to me, and I'm going to put a link on my page so that you can check it out when it comes out. So by all means, we want you to do that. So we want you to give some advice to our audience out there. Give them some advice.
I would just say, whatever you're doing, don't let nobody stop you. Be confident in what you do. Keep following your dreams, and know that whatever battle you go through, God only saves his toughest battle for a strongest soldier. So don't ever get discouraged by when things don't go your way.
Okay, good deal. I did want to ask you this. 3 artists and songs that are on repeat in your headphones. There got to be some artists that you just have locked, because I know I do. I won't tell you what it is, but
I say Polo G, Epidemic, for sure. One of the songs I got on repeat right now. It's Roll Boy, one of Gucci Mane new artists, a song called Street Lights. That's and let me see, what's another one I could think of? Fabio, 13 going on 30.
Okay. Oddly enough, I know some of those. not all of them. Now I gotta do my research. I gotta do my research just to see. I always like to stay in tune with what's going on. So I know my producer, he's listening. He probably like me. We don't have a clue. I know 2 of those, Monty. I know 2 of those. So I want to also ask here, in terms of resources. So what are the resources you've used that help you be where you are today? Right? Because we talked, one of the things, again, we talk about financial freedom, but we also talk about strong relationships, living a rich life. That's what it's about. So I know you mentioned your family support you. How about friends and things of that nature?
Well, I'm currently working closely with Social Entertainment right now. That's my management team.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really when I handle business. That's who I handle business with. I don't want to give nobody credit that don't deserve it. So that's really I record with them. I do my marketing, everything. So definitely look out for Social Entertainment too. Y'all can look that up. And Social is SOULCIAL.
Okay, Social Entertainment.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. How long? What's the longest time you've been in the studio? Because I've been in the studio with friends, and good God, music was definitely not for me. I can tell you that. All that time in the studio, but it is a commitment. What's the longest you've been in the studio?
One session without coming out, I think 6 hours.
6 hours?
Yeah.
Have you ever done anything in one take?
Yes.
Oh.
There's a song I got out right now called 2 Cups.
2 Cups.
Yeah, one take. You can listen to it right now. It's no ad libs, nothing. Everything was one take.
Okay. Go.
And that's funny. That's funny. That was one of the nights I was in the studio. I wasn't there for 6 hours, but that studio I used to go in there for at least 4 hours. That was my trap studio before I made it to a studio where I could really do some work.
Okay. Good deal. So I got a few more questions we want to kind of cover. When it comes to collaborations, I think you touched on this a little earlier, but before we go, who do you really see yourself working with once this COVID thing is over? What are you going to do when COVID is over? What do you have planned?
Hit the road. Hit the road. I plan on booking myself some shows, things like that. Hitting the streets, being able to be out, letting people see my face. Like I said, I feel like people need to feel my energy, so I'm gonna get out more and touch my fans.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
As far as working with people, I really want to work. I mean, and this isn't it don't got to be in the near future, but I really do. I want to work with Future for sure. I definitely want to work with Future. I want to work with Roddy Ricch too.
Mm-hmm.
I like versatile artists where I know when I work with them, there's no telling what they're gonna give me. I know it's gonna be heat, but it's not gonna be always the same.
Right. Okay. Good deal. Well, Goat Gretzky, here on Living a Rich Life. I want to thank you for joining.
And thank you for bringing me on.
Absolutely. Look forward to what you got going in the future. Be sure to get that email link to me for October 30th, and I'll make sure it gets on my page, and we'll keep it going from there. And I'm sure we'll connect again, but until then, I want you to continue to be inspired to live a rich life.
For sure. You too, man.
All right.
Thanks again.
All right. Thanks for joining. There you have it, folks. Musician Goat Gretzky, October 30th. Got a single, Millions is dropping. I'm expecting big things, and I know I will not be disappointed. So be sure to drop on my page. The link will be in there, my link tree. And you can follow again Goat Gretzky on IG at Goat Gretzky, all one word. So until then, I want you to be inspired to live a rich life with Goat and me as well. And we're going to get ready for our featured guest, Mr. Jason Bass. So we'll be right back. Thanks a lot, Goat, for joining.
All right, man. Thank you again, man. Enjoy the day.
All right, you too. All right. So, we're going to get Jason Bass on here. I will send to Kiss Me Tomorrow. So, folks, we're going to get Jason Bass in here because Jason has so many emails. I think he might have missed the link, but that's okay. We'll copy and we'll get that to him right now. Real easy. So hopefully out there you get a chance to vote. Vote early. I am scheduled to go and vote tomorrow. That's my plan, as they like to say. Have a plan to vote.
Are you going in person?
My plan. Say what?
So I think you're going in person.
Oh, yes. I am going to vote in person. Have you voted already, right?
Oh yeah, end of September.
Oh goodness. Yeah, you weren't playing around.
No, actually, it was after the first debate. Whatever the first debate was, the day after.
Oh, okay. I'm going to inbox here. Oh, I would ask. I'm not going to ask you who you voted for.
I voted for Biden. It's not a problem. It's not a problem for me. I've never been ashamed to tell anybody who I voted for.
I know that's right. Why do folks feel that way?
Because they know that, like, no one's going to tell you they voted for Trump.
Oh yeah.
Because
I had a friend of mine that I almost questioned our friendship because I just couldn't believe.
Oh, I got rid of all my friends that voted for him.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. That is too funny.
I mean, it's really not though.
Mm-hmm. Well, because the folks can have their views.
Well, but it's not a view. If you accept a racist, that makes you a racist.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not a view. I don't take that. Oh, because he did something for the economy, you can accept the racist. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Well,
not you, but I'm just saying that's my question.
No, right. No, I know that was rhetorical.
So you got more money in your pocket, so racism is okay.
Yeah, I agree. Because I got a couple more dollars in my pocket as a result of Trump, but that dude is just
right. But that's now been wiped out. So
yeah.
And then it's not coming back because you failed to act on a pandemic.
Yeah.
So
that's
did you really earn any money if it's all gone?
There you go. Don't steal my thunder.
I mean, the stock market went down because he bases the economy off the stock market. And that's not that's not the entirety of the, if you know economics, if you're smart, you know that the stock market does not make the economy.
Correct. Yeah. Well, this is true.
What you spend your money on makes the economy.
Facts.
And yeah. And I would never give him the satisfaction of knowing that he made me any money because he did not make me any money. I had better business decisions that made me money.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think that's key. I think I've always tried to support. I've always supported Black businesses, but now it's more of an influx. I'm more intentional with it now. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but. Que sera. All right. I see we have Mr. Bass has joined us, the Renaissance man himself. So, folks, again, we're on the next segment where we have our featured guests. Once again, I am your host, Rich James. And as you know, here we're talking about inspiring, informing, and reminding folks the importance of living a rich life. And what I will say, today's featured guest is no stranger to Living a Rich Life talk show. He's no stranger to Be Exposed Radio. Our featured guest, and we are very happy to have him back. He was our premier guest to kick things off for Living a Rich Life. And it's only fitting and proper that we had to bring him back, considering all the wonderful and extraordinary things that he is doing in the city of Baltimore and the DMV area. So with that being said, let's talk about it. Our featured guest is the co-founder of The Night Brunch. He is the director of culture and impact and a consultant and a proud father. He is the founder of Kiss Tomorrow Hello. And I love that name. I really do. Please welcome a entrepreneur extraordinaire. He is a proud father, as I mentioned, and not only that, I call him the Renaissance man. Please welcome Mr. Jason Bass.
That's what's up, man. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me back again, man.
I got to tell you, this is a year and some change, and you've been making some moves, Mr. Bass. I feel like I got to call you Mr. Bass now.
Yo, I hope not, man. I don't know when I'll be comfortable with that status yet, but it means something for sure, King.
Absolutely. So welcome back to the show, Jason. So for those folks, most folks know you. Just remind us where you're from and how it has impacted you to become the Jason we see today.
So, sorry, people are calling for work stuff. It's been nonstop today. I'm from Baltimore, and in my past, I've done everything from like owning a textile business that manufactured, well, first doing streetwear. We had a really great relationship with DTLR. It's very strong, distributed in like over 60 stores to manufacturing travel accessories through a partnership with Under Armour, all the way to creating the night brunch pop-up dinner series, or breakfast for dinner series in Baltimore. It's gone on for the last 2 years. Started Kiss Tomorrow Hello, and then became, because of the way our relationship kind of grew together so well, with Hotel Revival, which was one of my clients that they came on in January of this year. They offered me the opportunity to come on full time as the director of culture and impact, first of its kind for sure.
Right. So you've been doing some amazing things, and that spot, that venue that you mentioned, Revival, which again is a wonderful place. They set it up real nice, and you've pointed me over there a couple of times. So you currently focused on community building by highlighting Black and locally owned businesses in the area.
Yep.
So what made you pivot into this type of philanthropy before the pandemic this year?
So once the pandemic hit, man, everything became way more community focused than ever. I had some experience in that space. Do volunteer work in the past. For Night Brunch, we did a summer lunch program where we took a lot of the proceeds, and we didn't tell people when they were coming to the party that we were going to take that money and put it towards a summer lunch program that we executed in West Baltimore. Because if you tell people they're going to do some good stuff, they don't want to come out, right? They want to. If you're like, yo, come out, we're gonna raise money for this, they're like, I think I'm gonna go.
Right.
Something else, right? So. We secretly put that money aside, and that kind of led into, what it looked like to really try to make an impact this year in 2020, with everything that was going on, and people going without and just abruptly having their life disrupted, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, being so close to the service industry, we did events and where we gave out food, fresh produce. We did cooked meals. We gave out toilet paper at the hotel, because we had a surplus of that, because nobody was staying at the hotel at that time because of the pandemic. So we were able to give that out when nobody could find it, along with hand sanitizer that we would get from local partners like the McClintock Distilling Company in Frederick, Maryland. They went from, distilling spirits to making hand sanitizer really quickly and donated to us so that we can give that in the community. Going forward, into the part of the question you asked, there was just a wave coming out where when all this injustice became really important to the country and to the world, it was how are we going to do our part? How are we going to support Black and brown and minority businesses when they're, in general, and then especially in a time period like this? So, working from the hotel, which is a fantastic platform with so many different areas that, we can help to partner with local entrepreneurs to give them a client like ourselves. It just became all right, well, let's start figuring out the right questions and then answering those questions.
Right. And I will say, when you have a certain platform, I think there's always that responsibility. And I will say, as a young king, that you've always done that with all your platforms. You have always done that. So, let me say thank you to the community for doing that. So that's always important.
Oh, appreciate it.
What's your favorite way to show customer appreciation that always warrants positive returns to you and the community?
Wait, say that one more time. That was a great question. That was a good one.
What's your favorite way to show customer appreciation that always warrants positive returns to you and the community?
I think when we do things from a high level, we ended up doing a Black Line event at the hotel, right? Where we found that there was a gentleman from Baltimore that makes a rosé out of San Tropez, the only one in the world. And we were able to bring them on board to be a part of the experience where we're purchasing his product, educating, people on the product, and then also, just being able to gain, get that brand more awareness around like what that man was able to accomplish, and he's from Baltimore, right? I'll make sure I'll give you the contact information for that rosé because it's fire, and we've had it at the hotel too, right? So not only that, like it's always great to do to be able to purchase from local vendors in a way where, like, say for instance, we just recently purchased a year's supply of toilet paper from a local toilet paper company that's Black owned and it's woman owned, right? Mm-hmm. That's going to yield like, of course, we're being able to support the community from an entrepreneurship perspective, right? But then, like, if you're somebody looking for a hotel to stay in, which hotel are you going to stay in? You're going to stay in hopefully the one that decided to go out and seek out a vendor who was a minority vendor that they purchased from and intentionally had that product, for you in the hotel room, mm-hmm. right? So that goes down to your buying decision as a consumer, right? So it immediately kind of impacts both areas, right? The community and the consumer.
Gotcha. Okay. So you're gonna love this question because like I said, my team is good. They're better than before when you first came on.
All right.
So tell us about one of the best experiences you've had giving yourself me time as a man, and can you tell us about your recent experience at Art of Balance Spa?
Oh yeah, have you been there?
I have not.
Okay, that's funny. I know you probably pulled that picture from Instagram, right? Like, got a robe on. That was the only picture I could take in the spa. I couldn't exactly set up the camera while I'm getting a massage, but I was able to build a relationship with the Art of Wellness Spa through our PR company at the hotel. They thought it would be interesting if we sat down and had a conversation to figure out how we might be able to work together, hotel, and spa. So I met the owner. She's an amazing a doctor, and it's great to see someone like her in her position, right? Especially providing services in a Ritz-Carlton kind of environment over there, right? Now, like I haven't gotten a massage in a long time. My muscles were tight, carrying 50-pound bags of produce, trying to give it out to the seniors, and I got the worst posture ever, just trying to keep up with all the emails and admin work. And it was cool to kind of get a little rub down, especially with a year like this. Like, I don't even know how much time is passing these days. You know what I'm saying? Like it feels like every minute feels like a day. Every day is like a month, right? Yeah. So so it was cool to try to like squeeze in some wellness.
Yeah,
I think every man should do that. You need to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah. You ain't got to tell me twice. I'm looking to go to Hammer and Nails because that's that.
Word.
I hear that about that spot, but I haven't got over there yet. So let's talk about Kiss Tomorrow Hello.
Yes.
So first, how did you come up with the name? That's the question, right? But I like it. You can kiss tomorrow. It's normally you can kiss tomorrow goodbye.
Exactly.
But I like that. So tell us about Kiss Tomorrow Hello.
So you figured it out pretty quickly, honestly. Like, I'm an 80s baby, and that was the line, right? Like when a bad guy would come in, he was gonna shut things down. He would like pull out a gun or something like that, or about to blow something up, and that would be like a line of his, like, kiss tomorrow goodbye, right? And it was. And to me, that always signaled, like, and just like to anybody else in the audience, like the end of things, right?
Right.
But I wanted to put a more positive, like, connotation on that phrase by, instead of saying goodbye, saying hello, right? So it became more optimistic, and then also like look at it from a standpoint of, like, if we get involved with each other and we start to plan for the future, only great things are going to come going forward. So instead of shooting the gun or blowing these things up, with the intention to destroy, we're going to do this with the intention to create. Right. And that was kind of my view. Like, me, man, I'm always a little dissatisfied with everything. So I just got to spend more time trying to make things better.
Yeah, I will say you definitely have a creative zen about you, if I can use that word. Zen.
I like it.
Yeah, you definitely have a creative zen about you. From the night brunch, which has been very successful, and I do want to touch that briefly because last year you threw a nice Halloween night brunch.
Yes, sir.
Back
on Saturday.
Okay, but it's a little different, right? Because it's a lot different compared to the numbers. You can only have but a certain number of people.
Yeah, that part's been real difficult because 50% capacity in Baltimore City right now. The venue that we're going to be at is topside at Hotel Revival. Got to show love to the home team. And right now, that only allows us to have about 60 people in the restaurant seated because that's 50% capacity, right? And then we have, we're doing a little VIP experience for people who feel more comfortable being around each other inside of the garden room at the hotel, right, on the rooftop. And we're probably going to be doing that with Avion Tequila as our partner on it. But it's totally different, man. Like, not only is the capacity, kind of impacted, but the comfort level, man. We can't get up and move like we want to,
Right.
Now we got to sit down in our chairs and kind of enjoy the company around us, which is cool, but it's different from like a traditional night brunch vibe.
Yeah, absolutely, because those things be packed. I remember I've been to two of them. Last year was at Topside, but I remember one where it was outside.
On the water?
Yes. And oh my goodness.
That was at South Point, I believe.
Yes.
Or Covington.
Something like, yep. So yeah, that was definitely. So you were quoted recently saying, "Be a gate opener, not a gatekeeper."
Yeah.
Can you talk to us more about what you mean by this and how you came to this conclusion?
Bro, there's a couple industries that I've really experienced and had a negative experience specifically with gatekeepers. I think sometimes even like in the promoter world, we get promoters or event people, planners, they get a hold of a venue and it's like they only want it to be theirs. You know what I mean? Like
right.
It's like they don't own the venue, but they own the venue. You know what I mean? And it's like, the minute you might step into that space, they feel like you're infringing on them. When in actuality, like if we were like other cities that were looking to like work together and collaborate, my man would have been the first one to open the gate for me, so that I could get into that venue. So they wouldn't see me as competition, or they wouldn't see me as like someone to keep out, right? And in some cases that gets pretty bad. They poison the well for you. You know what I mean? Like you didn't even have a chance to build a relationship with that space, and they already got the worst. They're already thinking the worst of you. And I think we already have so many barriers. And out here, like why do you got to create more barriers for somebody else, especially somebody that might deserve it or is capable, of taking that opportunity and really turning it into something. Like you're going to shut that down for that person just because you feel some kind of way, you know what I mean? Like you're holding on to this, right? Whatever that is. So, I decided, when I get into a position of power or influence in a significant way, like where I can like change, I can what's the word I'm looking for? I can direct money your way, right? As a business owner or an entrepreneur, right? I can direct resources your way. You know what I mean? I can direct opportunities your way, right? If I hold those gates, I am no longer like, I'm not gonna operate like those people. I'm gonna open it for the right people, right? I'm gonna let you get the opportunity to go in. Of course, I'm gonna ask you to not make me look like a fool in the process, right? I'm gonna need you. That's why you're over there. You know what I mean? I'm trusting you, of course, to do that. But that's what it takes. You know what I mean? It takes that level of risk in order for us to get the reward. And hopefully that comes back in the future. Then it doesn't have to come directly back to me. maybe that person I opened the gate for will open it for someone else later, right? And that'll be the thing that changes everything, right? But the problem is like things aren't changing in the city like this because we keep doing the same things. We keep operating the same way. Like, yo, my God, like, you got to stop, man. Like, you keep talking about what you see in other cities like Atlanta and New York or something like that, people are making it come up together. Well, figure out what they're doing right. Right?
And then do that. I mean, that's very, I mean, that's just, I'm with you because we can all win. We can all win at the end of the day. I think I might have said that a year and a half ago, and I'm saying it now. We can definitely all win. And that's, I will say, like you said, I have resources and I share folks. I've been blessed to be around a lot of good folks. Some folks, I won't say they disappointed me, but, at the end of the day, if I'm able to say, hey, you need a moving truck, so I know somebody that owns a moving company. Yep. Here you go. Just, have all your ducks in a row, be there on time, stuff like that. Just, so I definitely feel that. And I tell you, you've always been a good brother to me. You may call me back late, but you call me back.
But today you gotta keep it honest. When it was showtime, I was texting you. What's up, man? Send me this link so I don't miss out on it.
Absolutely. That is too funny. So tell me more about Kiss Tomorrow Hello. Tell me more about that.
So essentially, the reason I even started to the business is because, I would get a lot of people coming to me asking me for advice on how to market their business or how to program their spaces if they're a restaurant, bar owner, venue owner, and then I wouldn't take the business, right? I would hand it off to someone else. I would say, oh, you know what? Why don't you call so and so? Like, they'll be able to help you out with that. And they didn't feel comfortable. They weren't asking for that person. They were asking for me, right? And here I go passing it on, and I think I'm doing something good. And really, I'm not, right? I'm not doing the best service that I need to do for the person that's asking for me to do it. And then, I don't know, I might be potentially damaging that relationship actually by handing it off to someone who's not going to do the job anyway. I don't know, but that it just became so much of a thing that I was like, I got to stop giving this business away, right? I need to start really listening to the market. If that's what they're asking for, I need to figure out how to deliver it. And it began as kind of a little bit of a generic marketing company, and then it's starting to evolve a lot more. And I got to work on updating the website to things that are way more specific, right? When I talk about programming, I talk about the things that actually happen within a space, right? Like the occasions that occur there, along with how it feels, how it smells, the music, when music is being played, while you're there, that's a part of the music programming, bar programming with drinks are being served, what they look like, what they taste like, everything like that, right? So overall, I just, I have an expertise and a strong interest, a passion into making sure that if you come out for an occasion, no matter what it is, it doesn't have to be a party. I just want this to be the best time you've had, or that we can create for you.
I like that. I like that. I like that. Can you say that again? Not just a party, but whatever the event is.
Yeah. Whatever the occasion. You know what I'm saying? It could be anything, man. It could be it could be everything from it could be a launch event for a business or a product that you have. It could be, it could be a rollout of a new service, or anything, just a holiday, a birthday, whatever. I just want you to feel like everything around you was done intentionally to make you happy,
right?
To make you like it was for you, right? It's pleasurable, right? Because there's so many times you go out to a space and you're like, man, if the music here was a little bit better, I'd stick around. This isn't my vibe right here. I don't even know how this connects with this being the food experience or the things around you. And it's just, you just get tired of wasting your time being in places that don't intentionally do something, right? They just kind of can put things together and they're like, that'll work. And no, we gotta, we're out here spending our hard-earned money.
Absolutely.
You know, we all busy people. We got lives. We got family. We got kids, social life, people that depend on us. And we decide not to be there for them, then we need to like be spending our time doing something cool at least, right? Something fun.
Exactly. And I will say, I want to say thank you. Just recently, so again, we have Jason Bass, entrepreneur extraordinaire here on Living a Rich Life talk show, only on BeExposedRadio.com. I want to thank you for the invite for the distillery. So that was a treat at was that what was the name of the place?
Sagamore?
Not Sagamore. The beer place, the brewery with Joy.
Guinness.
Guinness.
Good. Right.
Yeah. And then I told you, and again, I think we talk about supporting each other. We came out there, we had a good time, and then I said, hey, we're going to. You met up with Ifani, who has yet to get on this show. Yes, and you came out right afterwards, and again, and it wasn't nothing late, but we had a good time. So whether there's 20 people or 200, can't have 200 now, but we had a good time. So I want to thank you for coming out, because that's usually my spot after the show.
Word, no, I appreciate the invite. To be honest, man, like it was dope for real. The experience I think we had at the Guinness Brewery, I think was fun, and it was unique, and it was all outdoors. Yep. It kind of reminded you of like normal times, in a way, and it was great to just have that to connect again with friends. So with you inviting people back to Montego Bay, shout out to them on Charles Street, North Charles Street. It was great to also just keep it going, but in a responsible way. We had a couple drinks. We didn't even go overboard. Yeah. We stayed to ourselves on the second floor. And I think that, I think we all need that every now and then. We need some sense of like regularness.
Yeah, definitely. Because I told him, I said, hey, my guys, they might come. If they do, can we put them up on the second floor? And it happened. So
get that whiskey going, right?
Yeah, that was good. That was good. So we got a lot more time here. So let's ask them, what are your personal and professional pet peeves?
Yo, you know what? Like, I have so many. I have to be honest, and it's like they don't come to me right away. It's just like when it happens, I'm like, yo, this is the worst, right? I can't believe this. I think the because I expect so much out of people, like I expect that they all want to whatever they're doing to be successful, and I don't think that they always act that way, right? Like the actions that they take in order to like accomplish whatever goal they have, it's always just half-assed sometimes, It's like the disappointing part is like you didn't even think this all the way through. Like you thought it up to a point, it sounded cool, I bought into it or somebody bought into it, but like where do we go from here? Like you didn't think about where we go from here, right? The rest of this journey to get it to where it needs to go. And you're like low-key depending on me to answer all the questions after that. And if I don't answer the questions, all of that, because that's honestly not my job, but that's what you're looking at me for, you think there's something wrong with me because you gave me such a great idea. Like it's not even a fully developed idea. You know what I mean? Like if like you had some real experience in that space, then you wouldn't be coming to me like this. You know what I mean? You would be coming to me with something that's already mapped out. You would make my job easy. I can open the gate, you can go in, and then from there I could be like, yo, you know how I can add to this? Right? I'm gonna pitch you some ideas to see if it makes sense to you. If it makes sense to you, then let's amplify it, right? Let's get it up. Let's add some additional value. But I don't think that, and I gotta be cautious of like how I spend my energy and time. My best, like the way I truly add value isn't me like figuring it out for you. My value is like you already know what it is and me adding something additional to it, right? That's essentially how we should be growing. But yeah, I mean that's it. Just come with the moves, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what it's like. It's like a sports analogy, right? Like you dribbling, you get the ball, you're dribbling down court, you get half court, you got to move, right? You did a move, you lost your whoever's defending you, but then you're just standing there like do something, and we're looking at you like, no, you do something. You just shoot everybody. Like you go to the hole, you pass the rock, you shoot, you do something. but don't look at me.
It's funny. You play basketball, Jason?
Back when I was, back in the day.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still get out there though. You know what I mean? Like I need some time. Let me get my body right.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Pro some Manfields early.
Yes. I know the feeling. All right. So you were recently awarded the 2020 Diversity Award from the Baltimore Business Journal. So congratulations on that. I don't think I've reached out to you when you.
Can I go get it? Can I show you guys?
Absolutely.
Woo! I haven't been able to show this yet. I've been wanting to show us that. It was very nice.
Yeah, that is. It's very nice. So again, here we are living a rich life, and Jason Bass, entrepreneur extraordinaire, he is sharing his award for the 2020 Diversity Award from the Baltimore Business Journal. So talk to us about that experience of being recognized for your great contributions, in which they are definitely have been great, and I know there's going to be more great things coming. So tell us about that.
Thanks, bro, man. I really appreciate you, mentioning that, because like there's been so many times I think, all of us have done things and never really been awarded or recognized for it. So for the Baltimore Business Journal, it's a coveted, news outlet. For them to say that I was doing something that was like noteworthy, really validated, a lot of my efforts and energy that I've been putting into this. Cause this, what it's like when you have a passion for something, you got to make a lot of sacrifices. Absolutely. You got to say no when the homies is calling you to go out and do something fun, when you're missing out on all the good times, or like, when the young ladies might call, you know what I mean? You can't, you're like, man, I can't do it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do something here. You got to see it.
Right, right.
And for it to come back later in the form of an award like this, you got to be like, yo, this is what I was doing. And hopefully they understand. They're good peoples, and they're there for you. They understand what it means for that to get that kind of recognition. But my goal, and I think what part of the reason why they decided to recognize me is because, it's always been my goal to like bring everyone together in Baltimore. I also don't understand why we're so segregated. I mean, like I can understand it, but I don't accept it. Right. Like I don't accept the fact that, a lot of our areas are just so, what is the word? Homogeneous, right? It's just one demographic over there, white people over there, black people over there. Like it makes no sense to me. Like, cause I navigate all the spaces, right? I'm going to all these places. And then if I post a picture of like some food in a space that, my community hasn't gone to, they're like, yo, where is that? And I'm like, bro, it's up the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, just go up the street. Like they got that good taco over there,
Right.
And I'm realizing they weren't going there because they didn't feel welcome. Nobody was introducing that space to them in a way where they could feel like it was theirs to be a part of, right? Even patronize. Right. And that that blows my mind. So with Night Brunch being like an event series that was mixed demographic, that took everybody to all the different places around the city, like we barely repeated any venue in 2 years. It was that was like the beginning of the conversation of like diversity, right? Mm-hmm. And like that project itself was me and my white best friend, right? Like as the DJ pulling that off, Right. So Kiss Tomorrow Low was only the growth, like grew out of that. So anything going forward was going to be like, well, like if I'm programming like a hotel and the different spaces within a hotel, how do we have the LGBT community? I'm sorry, man. LGBT community, how do we make them feel welcome, right? How do we make how do we celebrate or bring acknowledgement to Transgender Visibility Day? How do we have Black artists of all types, like, display their art in these spaces, right? On this, in this platform, right? Like, it's just like, it just comes down to just being like, yo, we're all here, like, we probably got a lot more in common than we think, you know what I mean? And let's just kind of get past all of these little assumptions and just actually start to communicate. Yeah, so, I was just grateful that was recognized.
Yeah, I think it's always good. And the key thing is you know, when you do those things, you don't look for any recognition. I mean, that's big. I think one of my experiences with you was at the Fayetteville Student Center, Service Center.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was fun.
Yeah.
And I came just to help. It was always nice that they fed a brother too.
Oh yeah.
And then
you cooked all of that, you know.
Right. You know, so it was nice to get that award at the end, which I wasn't even expecting, but I just thought that was nice for her to take the time to put it together.
I got that. I got one of those awards right here too, man. Yeah. Like, you know, I think what's funny is I think you made such an impact so quickly that they were like, "Oh, we got to get Rich an award." I'm like, bro, he's been here like one time.
Right. Yeah. Well, that one time they had me working. They had me moving trash. They had me picking up groceries. They had me cutting up stuff. I said, y'all don't want me to cook nothing, though. Let's just be clear. I ain't cooking nothing.
Bro, that's the Fair Street outreach was like one of the moments that, as you know, in my adult life, that really opened my eyes to the needs that our community had, like truly have in Baltimore. Like it just, you know, we sought out to only like feed kids over the summer, and then we ended up feeding, you know, we ended up doing like averaging like 120 meals a day while we were doing it, and multiple days a week. And it was like, yeah, we had some kids, but it was a lot of elderly people, a lot of like millennials, you know, and people that just needed it, you know.
And what I will say, which is always good to see, because I think the terms please and thank you almost is a lost art for some folks. But everyone that came through there was very grateful, was very thankful, was very respectful. It was just an all around good vibe. So if we can, you know, continue to do that on a consistent basis, consistency is a big word for me for so many things now.
Sure.
But I think that's a key, and you know, just keep doing what you're doing, and one way or another, we're gonna get there.
I consistently don't text back right away.
Oh yeah, you ain't gotta tell me that. If you do that, I might pick up the phone and call. I'll be like, "What's wrong?"
Right. See, that's why I keep it consistent. You know, I started off, you know, slow with the response. I'm still slow.
Yeah, exactly. So, what's the best compliment someone ever gave you?
Oh man, I think, damn, that's a real good question. I think when somebody tells me that I impacted their life and their decisions that have helped them decide to like pursue their passions a little bit more, like that's always like, I've had some people walk up to me like out of nowhere that I might know or might not know, and they'll be like, "Yo, I just want to let you know, seeing what you've done has like motivated me to do whatever they were passionate about." And when things like that happen, like it really makes me feel like I have another reason for taking all these risks, for making these sacrifices, you know, because before you just kind of think about you and like how it impacts you, and then you're like, well, how does it impact my son or a kid, your family, right? And then from there you just think that that's the end, but you never really consider how, you know, it might cause someone else or inspire or motivate someone else to do something that they've been dying to do and they didn't think was like possible, right? Because like more than ever, I think it's important that we realize that if you don't see it, we won't be it, right? We need representation, right? We need to like see people like us in positions of just like, of course, like influence and all of
power,
that, like,
and doing things like, hey, this is possible. Don't, whatever someone tells you that we can do, we can do it.
Yeah, exactly. Is that like, you know, out of nowhere, here I am, right? That like the director of culture and impact at, you know, a beautiful lifestyle hotel that's under the Hyatt brand in Baltimore, Maryland. I have a beard. Haven't cut my hair in a while because of the pandemic. I got hand tattoos. Exactly, right? Like, you know, you just don't you don't, you know, if you're from these, you know, certain areas of the city or wherever, you know, even if you're in the suburbs, you don't always know that that's like something that can happen for you, because like it's not like they're teaching. They don't have a course for this in school. how to be a director of culture and impact at a hotel. Like, there's no like track for that.
Right.
You know, you just have to like, create it. You know what I mean? And be willing to like, you know, go with that.
So, well, you know, there's never enough time when I talk to you, Jason. That's, you know, that's unfortunate. But we're going to talk because, like I said, Saturday this event's coming up, and we need to iron out some of those details if possible. You know, I like to be in there. But we're gonna have to wrap up relatively quickly. Again, folks, we have Jason Bass, entrepreneur extraordinaire. You can follow him on the social media. Jason Bass was at Jason Bass
at Jason C Bass. Let's see
at IG. Kiss Tomorrow, hello. You know, he's Night Brunch. We got a lot of things happening, and that's my guy, and I appreciate him. And again, y'all can follow him. Make sure you follow his page. Stay in tune. He's doing a lot of stuff in the community. So, Jason, once again, it's been an honor. It's been a privilege. Keep shining, and I want you to keep being inspired to live a rich life.
Thank you, bro. And I'm gonna say this: I appreciate what you're doing. I love what you're doing for the community. You're a voice for us all out here. Whatever I can do to charge your battery, or if there's like a gate that I can open, you let me know. You know what I mean? We can always talk about something over whiskey for sure if we need more time together. And I will also say this: like, I've been able to like take time during COVID to get my 501c3 status for a nonprofit that I've been inspired to start, and hopefully, you know, over the next couple of weeks, I'll be able to introduce that and share that with you, because I know you got a kind heart, you got a big heart. Yeah. You can help by getting some people out there and really helping us to in the community space, right? Volunteers,
absolutely,
or even just to spread the word. You know, figure out like, you know, how we can make an impact, right?
Absolutely, you guarantee you can count on me, brother.
Cool.
All right. So until next week, folks, this is Living a Rich Life Talk Show. Thank you to Goat Gretzky, our special guest from earlier today. Again, thank you, Jason Bass, our featured guest. I am your host, Rich James. Until next week, continue to be inspired to live a rich life.
Peace, peace, peace.
And vote.
Go vote.
Woo-hoo, that's the applause. All right. Buddy! I think I got